Episode 46 going live. 3, 2, 1. And here we are. We are live and full effect. Oktane Minutes Podcast. Podcast brought to you by Cyber Sun Records by way of whatchamacallit. I was trying to adjust my seat. I need a new seat. By way of me making records, we are covering, of course, excuse me, White Tiger Wars song we are covering today. Violent and vicious. Harrowing tale of a gangster's rise to prominence, his eventual downfall, and his escape to Cuba into the Caribbean. Self-explanatory. I don't want to explain the songs, but I had something to talk about. It's almost like a paramilitary show, so it's going to almost drop on point. Jermain Dupri said, what is the purpose of being independent? What is the appeal of being an independent artist? And a bunch of artists did give their opinion as to what independence means, right? And he was being very condescending. But in short, as we speak about being independent, and I'm already 1 minute in here, I'm going dark and I'm going live, so I might do this. But for the most part, it's simple as this. Brother man, we don't need you anymore. There are no more gatekeepers. The doors are off the buildings. There are no more locks. There are no more bridges to cross. Matter of fact, there are bridges. There are no more rivers to cross. There are no more mountains to climb. Because when you think about being independent, let's start with the simplest equation to this factor. The simplest factor to the equation, if you will. One, off rip, we have true access to good quality outcomes. We have access to quality consistency that the label probably could provide. Then there was the emergence of social media. You know how many people blew up off of the MySpace days? You know how many hundreds of thousands in the world's per million? That is a good top level amount of people. Audiences grow every day, and audiences get more rabid and feral for the things they like. The lack of quality control, which could be a good thing and a bad thing, is quality control is almost like a illusion. What is consistent for one may not be consistent for another. Quality control versus creativity, open creativity. Being an artist, art is subjective, not objective. It's not like creating a food. The food is subjective too, because everybody has taste, but everybody understands what good taste is off of a wide spectrum of things, because there are things that people don't like and do like, but off the spectrum of things that they do like, there are some unifying measures that fit within each food group category, that there is going to be some cross-pollination. There are carnivores who are also salad eaters, and there are salad eaters who will also eat meat every now and then. Then there are people who exclusively eat vegetables and fruits, vegans, and they won't mess with meat, but they know recipes and they understand the spice profile to make something good. They don't have to go to Gordon Ramsay to understand a good recipe. Gordon Ramsay, when they go to Gordon Ramsay or Guy Fieri or Wolfgang Puck or Julia Child, all these people, all these different historical modern TV chefs. TV chefs can give you the recipe. You go to their restaurant because you know that their staff and them in particularly can land that objection time and time again if that is a profile that you are seeking, right? But they also give you the freedom to try it yourself. You may not land it all the time. You might have to tweak it. And sometimes you might miss completely. I'm a painter. I do art. I take art classes. I miss my target sometimes. But I'm also so far advanced as an artist when I did take a lot of these classes, stuff that some kids have problems with. I'm just aloof to it. I can just do other things. I have higher levels of ability and experience, and the ability comes from the experience, right? So that also happens with music and the independents. Getting off track, getting back on track. Jermain Dupri, has a high output and has a high consistency rate. He's obviously landed platinum after platinum. But like I said, social media has given us an advertising board. Most people who are independent don't do it. But like I said, it may be that you're chasing the same thing, but everybody is stuck on one of these. I don't know if you can see it. It's a cell phone. This is the Black Mirror, the TV, the TV, the VCR, everything. It is everybody's life. You don't need a microchip in no one's hand. People see everything through this little box, and because there's so many people per volume, the cost of advertising goes down. So literally, you don't even have to. This is a Hollywood machine, Hollywood camera. This is a microphone. This is the news report. This is the sportscaster. I'm on a second cell phone. I'm doing this YouTube thing. And we don't need the bigger mediums. Really all you need them for is maybe big PR, and even that, if you're hot in the streets will get you hot. If I go live, I can even put up a donation box and be like, yo, put $1 up in there. And if people thinking that I'm fire, they can drop $1 in there, so they are supporting me. So really, the appeal of being independent is that you don't have to wait for nobody, really. Jermain Dupri, I think he's lost in the sauce, and I think it's also one of those things where he's just trying to figure out what his next move is. Even the majors are going independent. I'm kicking my wires around. Even the majors are getting independent. Major stars. You look at Tech Nine. Tech Nine is a multi-million-dollar operation. And some of us are pennies on a dollar operation. But we still have our criteria of satisfaction when it comes to creating. Because the criteria for satisfaction as an independent artist is to create, disperse, and watch everybody else enjoy. The secondary or the primary objection is that people enjoy it. The tertiary, secondary and tertiary is maybe the monetary not gratification, but the monetary contribution back towards that we get. But then we take the monetary and we use it as a reinvestment to grow the product, or to take the product into another direction, or to strengthen the product, right? There is a multitude of things. Yeah, there are limitations, but there are also more avenues to run down, more streets and lanes to stay in, that you don't have to abide by the rules of somebody else that think that your vision needs sharpening. Yeah, it is interesting to have other sets of eyes, but in some grand schemes, the other eye, the eyes and ears aren't your eyes and ears, and if they don't understand your vision, you will be detoured and pushed out of there. Sometimes people will pilot your plane for you. This is why you don't let people make a lot of creative calls for you. You'll have people pilot your plane and crash your plane. It won't be your fault, but you'll be the one to take the heat and you'll be out of there because you're taking a lot of bad advice. That's why I'm real wary of people that give me advice on certain things, because at the end of the day, this is the thing. A lot of people are haters, man. You have a lot of haters who are secretive in this shit. And they will do, especially like you think about the wrestling business, man. You have a lot of haters, man. People who will misguide you and lead you all the way astray just so they can get ahead of you. Instead of them, the energy that they put into crashing your plane, they could have put in putting rocket boosters. But it's the fact that they know they don't have the rocket boosters or the talent. So the way that they take their non-talent is that they have to destroy another talent or jam another talent up and watch him scramble to recover his trek. Same with independence, man. We don't have any chefs in the kitchen cooking. You don't have people adding in all these extra bullshit flavors that is basically taking and extracting and manipulating the outcome, Like the stuff you hear on me is purely my vision, Yeah, you have guys that'll get mad at you and say that you're whack and all of this, and that's just the whole shit in another grown man. If I don't agree with an artist's path, I'm not gonna say he's whack. You know what I mean? Unless he's whack. There's guys that I like. I think that their shit is not my cup of tea, and I'm not really a fan of. But if they're cool, they're cool. But you can't be calling, blowing up my phone. A lot of these artists can't be blowing up my phone asking me to jump on stuff, and then when you have one disagreement with me, all of a sudden I'm whack. And then, okay, well, why am I on all your tracks? Take me off all them. You're not gonna make money off me if you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You think you're gonna just verbally accost me, but the same thing, man. Why even take someone's ideas if you know they're not gonna work, man? I don't want to. You can make it work, you make it work. I make what I make work, and that's the beauty of independence. And I think Jermain Dupri was lost in the sauce because he's trying to look for that next move, because the industry is pretty much dried up and dying. It's not a government, but business people know when to cut off the dying sectors of their departments, and try to restructure businesses. And, which is fine, you know what I'm saying? You have to learn to change directions creatively. And the other thing is, no one needs a Jermain Dupri. You don't need a Dr. Dre. You don't need a 50 Cent. You don't need a DJ Vlad. I don't need the magazines, man. I don't need not even the local cats who do interviews. I'm doing this right here, live in full effect, and y'all see me doing my thing. And I can literally respond to everything that is going on. Every time there is a situation, right upon hearing it, especially if I want to give you a well thought out, thoughtful, honest, detailed response, and a lot of people get honest to a fault, I don't want to give you a half truth on something, and I might even be repeating some of the things I heard from the Curtis King interview or Curtis King review of Jermain Dupri, but I wrote on his page, I say, well, this is my response to it, and I might have been going around my wrist to get to my elbow, but I only want to give you 15 minutes, so I have to be fast, tight, and concise. But yeah, it's just you out there, man. You are making the appeal is you are making the investment. Some people don't find that appealing, but other people do for their creative peace of mind and to give themselves the fair and true to life, honest response to making the best content that they can is the fact that they are independent. They are the ones who ultimately make that call at the end of the day, and win, lose or draw, they're happy with that decision. Not because there are some people who would be winning, but then you'll turn right around and see them losing in the morality because, okay, yeah, I'm winning with this formula, but it ain't my formula. I'd rather have my formula and lose and just fight that war of attrition till I have a breakthrough. That's what independence is about. It's about doing for self and having that eventual breakthrough. It's, in some respects, more satisfiable to accomplish. So hopefully, I think I've done enough to explain myself. I'm a long-winded person and I do psychobabble. But yeah, send a shout out to my Saba Sun fam. Episode 47 of the Oktane Minutes podcast, Oktane 7 Sun, on all major platforms. I just took the Zoom app off my phone because I don't use it, and I just jumped on favorited. But I would like to have 100 people so I can stream on it. But yes, indeed. Saba Sun family, shout out to y'all. I did say I was gonna name you out individual, but I lied a little bit because this was one of these emergency meetings to where I had to jump on real quick fast and just give my opinion about this. So, episode 47, covered by the instrumentals of Violent and Vicious. You'll hear a vocal track and then you will hear the actual song. So you guys, thank you for responding, or thank you for watching, those of you who did, and I will see you soon. Peace. Yeah. Lawless in the land of killers, dealers, American cannibal. Life is a thriller. Turn around and see the wolf eyes. Zombies all around me. No disclaimer. Occult rituals when the action is habitual. These cultural originals from the Middle East. Made to transform. Infused by the blood of the beast. The skin that I'm in begins with a whip crack from my ancestors. I get back. Never backtracked. Bootleggers and blood packs by way of stiletto knives, blood letters, and last rites. Gospel brothers kept us all broke. In collection plates, nothing but hope. We can forgive this, but the years of disrespect come back with a vengeance. The butchers at your neck gotta keep erect so the forces are met. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. Now get the business. Violent and vicious, violent and vicious. Old timers telling tales of the past and it went slow. Beef went on forever, don't back down, just stack your dough. Mind your P's and Q's before them Jesus come to mind you. If you're talking out of turn, you know they will find you. The fat boss borderline and he just want order. OG's got diabetes and high blood pressure. There was a time we had to live it up. Harm community set up just to self-destruct. The preacher man, he said he had enough. But we do the same thing, except I'm for vengeance. And the white tigers come with cleavers and chaos. I had to do a seance and hear from my elders. They asked for the green light. I'm like, all right, go forth on the warfare. Go on a tear. This story of war at levels so rare. Change personalities, many casualties. Come and battle me. Tactics asymmetric, G. These tales and events henceforth the causation. And these things happen quite often. This is the account of how it got poppin'. Yeah. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. Yeah. In the land of killers, dealers, American cannibal. Life is a thriller. Turn around and see the wolf eyes. Zombies all around me. No disclaimer. Occult rituals when the action is habitual. These cultural originals from the Middle East, made to transform, infused by the blood of the beast. The skin that I'm in begins with the whip crack from my ancestors. I get back, never backtracked. Bootleggers and blood packs by way of stiletto knives, blood letters and last rites. Gospel brothers kept us all broke. In collection plates, nothing but hope. We can forgive this, but the years of disrespect come back with a vengeance. The butchers at your neck, gotta keep erect so the forces are met. Wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. Now get the business. Violent and vicious, violent and vicious.
Old timers telling tales of the past and it went slow. Beef went on forever, don't back down, just stack your dough. Mind your P's and Q's before them Jesus come to mind you. If you're talking out of turn, you know they will find you.
The fat boss, borderline, and he just want order. OG's got diabetes and high blood pressure. There was a time we had to live it up. Harm community set up just to self-destruct. The preacher man, he said he had enough. But we do the same thing, except I'm for vengeance. And the white tigers come with cleavers and chaos. I had to do a seance and hear from my elders. They asked for the green light, I'm like, alright, go forth on the warfare, go on a tear. This story of war at levels so rare. Change personalities, many casualties. Come and battle me, tactics asymmetric G. These tales and events, henceforth the causation. And these things happen quite often. This is the account of how it got poppin'. Yeah. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. From best wishes to death kisses, how you living? Violent and vicious, now get the business. Yeah.